Unless it's for a comedic gag, men should not be wearing dresses. We have words to say about Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde and their nonsense. That is for sure. So let's get to it. My name is Micah Curtis.
I'm Alex Baldwin, and I am now petitioning that Harry change his last name from Styles because he ain't got no style.
Indeed. Welcome to Micah and the Hatman, live. All right, Hatman. Pick of the week. You played You played Dollar Tree Spider-Man.
I played because Bendis Spider-Man. I played because Bendis Spider-Man. Now I haven't gotten very far in it. I was going to turn this into just a, hey, I'm going to review the PS5, but literally what I've done with the PS5 is pop in Spider-Man Miles Morales and start playing it. That's it. That's all I've done. I have not done anything else with the fucking console. So I have no idea how it plays PS4 games and whatnot. Maybe that'll be next week's review. I don't know. Or week after, because I think we're taking next week off for Thanksgiving.
Something like that.
Anyway, regardless. Spoderman because Bendis edition. It's not bad, actually. It still plays like the PS4 Spider-Man for the most part. The biggest change is the addition of the what's called Venom Punch, which is your bioelectric punch, which can take down heavies and can break armor in some new enemies, which is cool. I mean, it's still a thing you have to charge up. So, yeah, you can't go absolutely nuts with it. But, I mean, it's still Spider-Man at the end of the day. I don't know how long the game actually is, and I will have to report back once I finish it. But this almost feels like DLC. And keep in mind, I did not play the actual DLC for PS4 Spider-Man. I famously said I would not do that. But this does kind of feel like, the true DLC to that game, even though it's, there is a whole narrative there, or at least there pretends to be a whole narrative there. Starting with Miles has moved to Harlem, because of course he has. And Peter Parker has gone to Europe for 4 weeks. So the in-training Miles is now going to be New York's only Spider-Man. It's not entirely unbelievable, because there are lots of how can I call them? I guess like little training scenarios that are like the little unlockable spots on the map, and you do have to actually pass some of those certain ones in order to get certain abilities. You can't just get them for free, or not for free, but you can't get them regularly through the skill tree. You actually do have to complete these for, whatever. It's like, yeah, he's teaching you with holograms and whatnot, because this is Peter Parker we're talking about. Totally not Tony Stark, y'all. Totally not. But Miles still comes off as a likable character. I have not noticed any sort of politics being shoved at me and being told that I'm a bad person for not getting woke, y'all. I know about the Black Lives Matter suit, and I know about the mural. Okay. If that's the only bit of politics in the game, I'd be fucking cool with it, to be honest. It doesn't affect me because I'm playing with the Into the Spider-Verse suit anyway, so it
How can
doesn't
you
fucking matter.
stand the frame rate?
You can turn that off.
Really?
You can actually turn that off. Yes, you can. When I first put on that suit, that choppy frame rate was not part of it. It's like a little perk bonus, whatever.
About to say,
It's
I
one of your
watched
suit
I
perks.
watched
There you go.
video of that and I almost threw up.
It's a suit perk. You can turn it off. So,
Yeah, because that
yep,
was, if you guys remember my review of Into the Spider-Verse, that was part of one of my biggest, complaints about it was that they fucked with the frame rate, which is,
yeah,
made me motion sick.
yeah. Um, Onion Pepper asked, "Does Miles' mother still speak in overly gratuitous Spanish?" Sometimes. There's some Spanglish in there. She is speaking English with an American accent for most of her dialogue. So, yeah, it's fine. And yes, for the frame rate stuff, I am playing at 30 FPS. The game starts out by telling you, hey, you can have it look pretty, but have a lower frame rate, or have a higher 60 FPS frame rate, but not look as pretty, as in ray tracing and shit gets turned off. I don't fucking mind bumping down to 30, so that's what I've done. The game does not look stupefyingly different, but again, I'm just in the opening parts of it basically. I've done only a couple of missions, so
Real quick,
there's that.
so we can go ahead and keep moving on.
Yeah.
So far, first impressions, good or bad?
So far it's fine. I mean, it plays like Spider-Man PS4. I don't really have anything to say about the actual gameplay beyond that. It feels familiar.
There you go. Mine really quick. I couldn't actually find a good screenshot for this, so let me just say this right now. I did not intend for the only thing that I played this week to be Gundam, except for
And yet,
So let me explain something real quick. I'm gonna show you guys something really cool. So I did a thing. As you can see, my setup is a little different now. This right here is where I used to have my camera, right? Well, I moved my monitors and stuff so that it goes monitor, monitor, monitor. See, you guys are seeing yourselves right now. And then right down here, this little doohickey, this is an HDMI switcher. And then what it does is this monitor right here is on that switcher, and if I press that little button, suddenly I don't have a second monitor for my laptop, but instead I have a third monitor for my gaming PC, meaning that I can use NVIDIA Surround. Let me tell you right now, playing FPS games with peripheral vision is fucking awesome. But it will make you a little nauseous at first, just if anybody tries it.
so it's sort of like the first time playing Doom back in the 90s.
In a sense, yes.
Okay.
So, because I was playing Doom Eternal, and with peripheral vision, I'm like, oh my fucking god. So it was amazing. But the thing is that I spent so much time like getting everything set up and reorganizing my desk. Plus, I guess I had like maybe a bug or something. I slept a lot this week. I didn't get a whole lot done, except for article writing. And the only bit of entertainment I really indulged in was some PS2 emulation of a game that I've owned for a long time. Mobile Suit Gundam Federation versus Zeon. And this is one of those games where I rented it for the PS2. I didn't buy it until way later. And it's a fun game to occupy your time when you have nothing else to do. Because it's not a complex game. It's not, I wouldn't say it's really that great. But it has just enough fun factors and explodey bits to enjoy it. Because one thing I will say about this game, the Mobile Suit animation is fucking amazing. It's some of the best you'll find, honestly. The basic gimmick is that you play the 1 Year War. And there is a few different modes. There's a versus mode, there's an arcade mode, and then there's a basically a 1 Year War mode where you pick your side and then you go on adventures and you fight the war and you go through the entirety of the 1 Year War. And you get all of the mobile suits and stuff that you would normally get, if you're on either side. Now, the cool thing is that you can, and this was the little feature of this game that I loved, is that you could actually get recovered or repaired mobile suits from the opposite side. So if you were on Zeon, you could get like a GIM or something that has beam weaponry. Which of course would be invaluable to the Zeon because they didn't really, I don't think they had much beam. They didn't have a mobile suit with beam weaponry until the Gelgoog. And then of course there's the Big Zam, which everybody loves the Big Zam for some reason. Had a ton of beam weaponry on it, but regardless, it's a pretty simple game. It's a little clunky in the controls. But again, you're in giant robots making other giant robots explode. It's enough to fill time if you've got nothing better to do. So if you can find this for $5 at like a resale store and you've still got a working PS2, go for it. Other than that, I wouldn't really recommend it. But it definitely makes me wish for a game with the Gundam versus play style that's a little bit bigger in scope, that is of the 1 Year War, where you can actually take part in big mobile suit battles. So basically sort of like Mech Warrior, but with Gundams. So that's all I got on that one. Let's move on to our first topic. So I don't know who Harry Styles is. Apparently he's a big deal.
Harry Styles used to be with the British boy band called One Direction.
No, that's unfortunate.
Which was really, really popular back in the 2010s. They were the boy band du jour. So, yeah.
So he was part of a Vogue photo shoot that was done by actress Olivia Wilde. And in the interview that was a part of that, Olivia Wilde mentioned something about, I believe it was diminishing masculinity and making being a feminine man more okay. Here's something that I want to say about that. Fuck Olivia Wilde.
Yes.
On top of that, masculinity is not something that should ever be diminished for men.
No, absolutely not.
Dark Bobcat throws in a buck and says, Helps if I have the window up. Says he isn't even wearing a finished dress. And I missed a donation from Serena. She asks, is the PS5 worth getting? I was thinking of getting the Xbox X instead for the backwards compatibility for my original Xbox 360 games. Hatman, what would you say real quick?
Nothing is worth getting right now, and you're not going to be able to find it for MSRP anyway. So no, wait.
There you go. Here's something that I have a problem with. Feminism likes to diminish masculinity because feminists like power over men. That is the long and short of it.
Yeah.
And
toxic masculinity.
The John Weinstein's asking, how did trousers become associated with masculinity and skirts with femininity? There's a whole lot of social science there that I honestly couldn't answer in less than an hour.
Call Aiden. She might know.
Yeah, Aiden Paladin is the lady to talk to.
Yeah.
But there have been differentiations in clothing between men and women as far back as there's human history. So some things are, identified as masculine by their shape and size, some things as feminine. Women's jeans are made differently than men's jeans. Mm-hmm. Shirts are made differently, etc., etc. to accentuate.
Because get this, men's and women's bodies are different.
Yeah. But
who'd have thunk?
This is the problem I have with modernity. Is this idea that being strong and being masculine is a negative. It is not. It is quite the opposite of that. I have no problem with dudes being honest about their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with dudes getting emotional and having a bad day. But ultimately, we have roles. Ultimately, we have things that have to be done. Ultimately, we are biologically different than women. And as such, because we are sexually dimorphic, there are different biological roles that we must play.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, Chaos Sonic threw in a buck and says, no, I said stop donating for now, but there are some topics I need to say something. I'm all for dresses if you feel comfortable with it, but not when it is to diminish masculinity, so to bring the manliest thing you can find, giant robots. There you go.
There you go.
But, this sort of trying to turn men into women, I have a problem with.
Yeah. It's not celebrating masculinity to be feminine.
Yeah.
That's the opposite. I mean, men can be in touch with their feminine sides. Okay, that's fine. Men can wear dresses if they fucking want to. I'm a libertarian. That's fine. Do whatever the fuck you want. But don't put on the dress and then tell me it's an expression of masculinity because you're in touch with your feminine side. That goes against the very concept of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but society has certain gender roles, and clothing has been gendered accordingly too. And for God's sake, like, to a crazy gender warrior out there looking at these pictures, they might even think, you know what, actually, he's genderqueer, he's non-binary, or he's trans in some regard.
Yeah, no, it's
because none of this shit makes sense.
No. Ultimately,
fucking hell.
Ultimately, real quick, Darth Bobcat throws in a bucket and says, so feminists are the crab people from South Park.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Let me just say
They're
this.
taking gay culture away from us.
What I see with this, is I see men running away from who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Too many people saying, "This is who I really am." No, it's not. Your genetics say different. Your brain ain't working right. That's okay. Not everybody's does.
Mine certainly don't.
Not does mine. My brain's got some problems, but it is what it is. But the thing is that we men are built to have specific roles. Our shoulders are broader. Our legs are strong. You know, our torsos are usually stockier. We are built for that. And as such, we have certain things we're better at, certain things we're worse at. But that there is purpose to such things. And if you run away from that, you are running away from your purpose. This idea that getting in touch with some sort of a feminine side is actually something that's going to do something positive for you. I don't believe that. I don't for an instant. And with feminists, I think that they just want men to have a lesser role and to be brought to a different level where they are not, as they would say, patriarchal. I think that all of these issues with men opening up and stuff like that, if people really wanted it, feminists just wouldn't treat men like shit anymore.
Yeah. All that going out on International Men's Day, too.
Yeah, and I have no doubt that was on purpose.
Yeah. Almost certainly. Masculinity is not toxic, y'all.
No.
It is okay to be a man, to be comfortable in that. It's okay to express your feelings as a man. It's okay to dress however the fuck you want. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. If you want to express yourself, write, paint, do music, things like that. That's healthy ways of expressing that. Putting on a dress and trying to be something you're not is not good for your mental health. It's just not.
No.
Real quick, Daniel Parker just throws in $5 and says feminism sucks. I agree, wholeheartedly.
Yep.
So, there is purpose to our design. There is purpose to why we are the way that we are, and it is not something to shy away from. It is not something to fear, ever at any point. So. So for this goofball, congratulations. You made yourself look like a clown. And I have a feeling that Olivia Wilde didn't even blow him. Dark Bobcat throws in a bucket and says, in my experience, venting and complaining feels good in the moment, but ultimately he's just finding the strength to accept bad situations, figure out ways to improve it is what helps. Women are human beings, men are human doings. There you go. All right. Interesting story from the week. So Capcom, one of my favorite game companies of all time, had a data leak go out that put out release dates and current properties that are being developed, such as Dragon's Dogma 2, and that Resident Evil 8 will be released sometime in May, which is pretty cool. However, there were other elements of the leak that were a little weird. And I actually put them in Discord. I'm going to scroll up and find it real quick.
This is the first I'm hearing about a Capcom leak.
Yeah, it was big big news this week.
Evidently I missed it.
You
between waiting for COVID tests and playing Spider-Man.
Pretty much. I just realized that it seems to me like my discussions on the Discord server are me flexing my brain or me talking about how nice hips and ass are. Because I actually just scrolled past me saying that, you know, Melina from Mortal Kombat is lucky she comes from a family that you genetically are going to have a nice ass. Because if she didn't, she would never get any play. Dark Caller threw in a buck says one of the worries is that they were inspired by Last of Us 2. Okay, so not quite the case. Let's get into specifics. So, here were the four things. Oh, wait, real quick. Holy shit. Not the last one threw in $28. Said, I've decided to jump on the sim train. I also want to wish you a great evening, Boomer. Thank you. You guys, you our audience have made my day much better. I'm actually going to bed after this, so the fact I can end this on such a positive note, thank you all very much. And we owe all of you some cringe today, that's for sure. Okay, as I was saying, here were the four major things that a lot of like people I'm friendly with were reporting on this week. Was A, they want to work more with localizers on things that would be culturally offensive to the West. This is a mistake. Because a lot of those localizers, if you guys remember like Nintendo Treehouse and that disaster, they're progressives that want the Japanese to become more progressive so they're more like Americans. Because they're the real imperialists, let's be honest. So that's a bad idea. That's the big worry thing. So that's the inroads for progressives to get into Japanese gaming, and Capcom is basically letting them do it. And that scares me. I love Capcom. I love Resident Evil. A lot of you guys know that. I love Marvel vs. Capcom. I love, Street Fighter, especially Street Fighter 3. A lot of my favorite games of all time are Capcom games. I mean, little known fact, Mobile Suit Gundam Federation vs. Zeon is actually a Capcom developed game, but published by Bandai Namco. Kind of interesting. Anyway, second thing is that they did mention representation. Now here's what they said specifically, is that they talked about, and this is where The Last of Us, Spider-Man, Miles Morales came in as well, is that they wanted to have more characters of different ethnic backgrounds and different genders. Now, they don't have a problem with female, characters at all in their games. I mean, for fuck's sake, one of their biggest games this year was Resident Evil 3 Remake, and Jill Valentine, probably the toughest woman that Capcom has ever created, is the lead character in that. They've got no problems there. It's basically, adding in more people of color as protagonists and more customizability, allowing people who basically, if you want to make your character that, you can. That was what they referenced when it came to The Last of Us 2, of just having a female protagonist. They also referenced Tomb Raider, just as a heads up. So no, they're not looking like for direct inspiration from The Last of Us 2. That's not correct. So if somebody said that, they need to go back and they need to reread what was in it. The third, it was less gender-limited customization, meaning this idea that anybody can wear anything, which I guess would more apply to stuff like Monster Hunter. But my problem with that is I like the, again, men should not wear dresses. I like the idea of there being gendered options, but whatever. And then finally staying away from tropes like damsel in distress. But they don't even do that anyway. So I don't fucking get that one. So the leaks weren't that bad in my opinion. But could have been worse. Okay, I missed 2 donations. So we'll go over that real quick. $5 to make Micah feel better by indoctrinating you into the Church of Corona. And then Talon throws in $10. He says, "Buy Grail Knight class for Vermintide 2. We should play it again sometime, and you'll like how it looks." I will remember that for sure. The next game night I want to do with people though, I've been talking with Xavier and Optimus about it. We're gonna do Among Us. Probably not gonna stream it because I know one of you motherfuckers is gonna cheat. Looking at you, Changus. And if you do, I'm gonna torture you with spider pictures for a week. Because I like spiders. But anyway. With me saying all that, Hatman, what do you think? I think that the big mistake is just letting the localizers in.
Yeah, well, that's the mistake across the board, isn't it? Localization has become cancer recently.
Mm-hmm.
I
Roar
mean,
is dragging
is this
for I
whole
love you. I'll never forget that.
Don't fucking remind me of that shit. Don't fucking remind me of that shit. What was worse out of that is the fucking. You know what? No, I'm not even going to talk about what was worse because I don't want to start the cringe compilation early.
No,
fuck that shit.
The funniest part was the fall of Allison Rapp.
Yeah. That was amusing. That was very amusing.
Oh yeah.
Don't remind it. Fire Emblem Fates. That's what don't remind me of.
Yeah,
the localization was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, is this shit like confirmed or is this just rumor or?
It was basically like a leaked internal memo. So it might not even go through.
Okay, I was gonna say more credible, less credible.
I'd say relatively credible. I would say there's probably some truth to it.
See, I tend to take all leaks nowadays with like a truckload of salt.
Mm-hmm.
So,
especially
I certainly learned my lesson. I was about to say I certainly learned my lesson with Star Wars. Pretty much everything Star Wars related. So, hell with that.
Got a couple donations in real quick. Changus throws it a buck, says, now I may like Rodimus Prime and we have our differences. I assure you I do not cheat most of the time. Well, remember, I have spiders. So that's my deterrent. Samiriji Yamazaki threw in a buck and said, if they're talking Street Fighter, don't they already have characters with different ethnic backgrounds? They're going to start doing non-binary characters or whatever you call them. I would say go the full Ash Crimson route with that one. Oh, don't remind me about Ash Crimson. I'm glad he's dead. Yeah, Street Fighter is probably the best example of that because there's literally one character per country almost. So yeah, that's basically what the long and short of it was. So I think we're safe to move on.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I have to grab one of my Gundams for this one.
Oh, here we go.
I know, but one of everybody knows my favorite Gundam series is Gundam Wing. I think that's pretty well established. So I've got my good friend Heavy Arms here because Kirby Morrow, who was the voice actor for Troll Barton, passed away yesterday. I think he was only about 46 years old.
47. He was 47.
He also had other roles that he played. He was Goku in the Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm. He was Moroku in Inuyasha.
Yep. What else was he in? He did a lot of stuff.
Fuck, there's one I'm forgetting. Another big one. Chat's gonna...
Well, if I remember right, he was in Stargate, wasn't he?
Oh, he was Cyclops in X-Men Evolution.
Yes. And all in all, a really solid voice actor.
Absolutely.
But obviously, being that Gundam is so near and dear to my heart, him playing Troa stuck with me. I thought that he kind of nailed the solemn, kind of Ronin-esque character of Troa very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of respect for that. And that's why this particular Gundam was like one of the first ones that I built. When I started picking up my hobby again. One thing that's kind of crazy is that fun little statistical Gundam fact. Heavy Arms here actually has the highest kill count of any Gundam pilot. Troa does, rather. I always found that interesting. Now he doesn't destroy the most mobile suits, but he definitely kills the most pilots. But I'll always remember that character of Troa Barton. One of my favorite pilots in Gundam ever. What was it that he passed away from?
Nothing that I've seen has given cause of death. So, no idea.
I think it's safe to say, though, that he will very much be missed.
Absolutely. I mean, he was signed up to do the Inuyasha sequel series. He was going to reprise Moroku. I don't know if he got to record anything before his passing, but still.
Well, just for fun, we'll open up the missiles for the dearly departed Kirby Morrow. Because, dear God, that's a lot of missiles. I know Hatman can't see it, but this particular Heavy Arms has the same amount of missile pods that the Endless Waltz version does. So, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. And its minigun is even bigger. But needless to say, though, he will be missed. So if you have the ability, folks, definitely pray for his family. Because, I don't know if he was a father. I think he was. Losing him at that age is tragic, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, one of my favorite Gundam pilot actors. So, it's a bummer to lose him, to say the least.
Yeah.
But the great thing is that his performance is immortalized, And I'm definitely happy he got the opportunity to do it. All right. Time for the Q&A.
Q&A.
Also, why is Delta in the general part of the voice chat in the Discord server? Somebody tell him the show's going on, because clearly he missed it. Delta, What the fuck are you doing? I'm gonna tell him. What a goof. Okay. Let's get to the questions. Zion the Blank wants to know. Less a question, more of a PSA. Right now, Humble Bundle has a book bundle available with Cyberpunk 2020 stuff for those who want to play Cyberpunk 2020 in 2020. So, just a heads up.
There you go.
Dirty Dan wants to know, do you think that movies like Soul, Black Widow, and now Wonder Woman, all releasing on streaming platforms alongside theater releases, will be an effective move, or is it just going to flop like it did with Mulan? Hatman,
I think this is going to be great, actually.
I am of the opinion
I
that
think
they're making the best with what they have. I don't know if it's going to turn out well. I have no clue.
I am of the belief that this is where the future is headed. This is how movies are going to be released in the future, if not from here on out. You will have a theatrical release for those people who like the cinema experience, who like the sort of social gathering with a new blockbuster release. Because let's face it, there's nothing like seeing a new blockbuster movie with a whole crowd of fucking people. That's the reason why, crowd reaction videos are popular on YouTube, for God's sake. But it's also going to be beneficial for the people who don't want to have to leave their fucking houses and who, don't want to wait in line for tickets and, might not get them or might have to deal with a later showing and can watch a movie from the comfort of their own couch at their own convenience. It's literally the best of both worlds. And I see no reason why they should not follow this format going forward. If I'm not mistaken, they're already doing this in China. So I think the future is here. This is what it's going to look like. And frankly, I like it. Because convenience gets served and theaters get to live. I'm all for it.
There you go. Okay. Diva Night Rose wants to know. As you mentioned in your RT article, being reactive is not enough. If you want things to improve, start looking upstream instead of wondering why the rivers turn brown. That was a good line, I think. How can one bring about such a change in pop culture when the entertainment industry is all for keeping people right or left out? How can you create conservatives get a break in while they determine to smear us and keep closing the proverbial door in our faces? You got to build slow. You got to start now. And that's part of the reason why I got into comic books. So, hold on just a sec. I have to blow my nose. I'll be right back. Okay. So anyway, start now, start small, start developing, and do it independently, and then build from there. That's basically what we have to do. And it's happening in comic books. Not happening in a lot of other places. I'd like to see more independent films made by conservatives. And independent films that aren't political. Like, just people who are conservative bents, like, writing interesting horror. Like, independent horror movies that you see on Netflix or anything like that were crowdfunded 3 or 4 years ago. Black Mountain Side's a good example. Starry Eyes. The Void, which is one of my favorite independent horror movies of all time. Stuff like that. Like, why these aren't being done is beyond me. Bands getting together, stuff like that. These sorts of things are worth looking for and trying. Are you going to maybe make $1 million? Maybe, maybe not. I can't promise anything. What I can promise is this, is that if nothing happens, nothing will ever change. So. Holy Ninja wants to know, caught up with Berserk, discussing the thought experiment with guys in the Discord. Comes from an interesting conversation that Berserk transitions from a dark sword and sorcery to dark low fantasy to dark fantasy to a more traditional epic fantasy. With this observation, can a person try out Berserk by reading the arc after conviction, then go back at the person who enjoys it? No, because you won't know what's going on.
Yeah, you're gonna miss out.
And like the Berserk stays dark enough to where like I would say it's still just dark fantasy all the way through. It's just darker at some points than others. Yeah, my dentures hate me today. Rodimus wants to know, what is the current status of 3 Nights in Inglewood Second Chance? So, Hatman just put in orders today for stuff.
I've not put in orders today. I'm putting in orders after we finish up.
Hatman is going to be putting orders in today.
Well, yes, because this is the first day. The posters for 3 Nights and the large poster for Inglewood, and I believe I've got some compiling because the updated letters, as in all the problems that were discovered by people with the first print run of Inglewood, they're getting fixed.
Yep.
So updated letters, updated colors. I've got to compile all that, and then I'll be ordering the books. That probably won't happen till Monday, but since this is the first day that I've been in the office since last Friday, literally it's been a week, I'm finally able to get to the files that I need for posters and whatnot, because you needed high res shit. So I'll be ordering them after this podcast is all finished up. So they'll be done. Inglewood Book 2 books will be ordered next week. And I think I only have a couple of shirts to print, so those will probably be ordered as well if we don't already have some in stock. And shit will probably start getting shipped out, if not after Thanksgiving, probably first week of December. So you should have it before Christmas.
There you go.
Unless you live internationally, in which case I have no fucking idea when you're going to get it. Don't you just love international shipping?
No. Ricky Druid threw in $3 and says, one indie film I enjoyed was The Fair. It isn't horror as much as it's supernatural suspense. Okay, I'll look into it. Thanks for the recommendation.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. Also, oh, wait, that doesn't answer for 3 Nights, though. Another thing is, basically, books half done.
Yeah.
Eric Weathers, I just talked to him. He's actually going to get with me next week to get some lettering done, too. And what we will be doing is we will be releasing a 12-ish page preview of the book for everybody. And I mean people who haven't backed it yet, so that you can see how good it is. So we're trying to get to 400 backers. Like, that's the next goal. So if you haven't backed it yet, link is in the description. It's an amazing comic book. And I don't just say that because my writing's so good.
It is very good.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
The art is incredible. Darth Bobcat wants to know, can we recommend any non-political, non-Comicsgate YouTube channels? I am a big Maximilian fan. I like his content. I like his live streams a lot. Who else is fun? Eris is fun. Avoiding the Puddle. Some of his stuff. I love his Tekken videos. I love that he fucks with his audience in such a playful way, especially because he calls everybody stoner. It's great. Who else is? I don't even know. Hatman, do you have any recommendations?
Non-political, non-Comicsgate. Do guns count as politics?
I wouldn't say they do.
So Demolition Ranch, I love. Um, I like the park ride history folks, and I guess you could count Bright Sun Films in there as well. Um,
I personally like Demolition Ranch whenever Robert Oberst is on. Obi's great.
Meat Eater is good if you're into outdoors and hunting and stuff. And let's see. I would say George Bruno also for like talk of men and masculinity and such, but sometimes it goes into politics, so that might not be a good answer to the question. Defunct Land also. There we go. Defunct Land is fucking incredible.
There you go.
Always puts together great stuff.
Dark Bobcat. I should also throw a shout out to my friend Larry Bundy Jr. For those who don't know,
Yes.
for those who don't know, I've known Larry for a decade. Larry's
Really?
awesome. Yeah,
I
I've
didn't know
I've
that.
known him for a long time. He backed both Three Nights and Inglewood, if I remember right. So he's been supportive of my work for a long time. He's a great dude.
I
So
don't remember printing labels for him, but he could have used a pseudonym. Who knows?
yep,
I know some people did.
yeah. Okay, couple donations. Bobcat throws in a buck, says independent writing and creating like your good friend Darth Bobcat. Shameless plug here. Also, no more 6 and 7 guns. But yeah, Darth Bobcat, his book series, I believe, is called Confessions of the Magpie Wizard. You can find it on Amazon.
Yes.
So check it out. Asami Ryuji Yamazaki threw in $1. Said, I remember I told you all of my comic book series, Violence or Road, but the one thing I want to do with it, add an undertone of cosmic horror. At its core, it's martial arts, action, comedy, fantasy with cosmic horror undertones. Any advance of writing it in? See where your rogues gallery takes you, and see if it works that its way in there. Because anything is possible, you know. But I couldn't really tell you where to go. Oh, people are saying Guru Larry's another one. That's Larry Bundy Jr.
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
Yeah, I've known Larry a long time. He's a good dude. Let's see here.
Jesus, did we skip a couple of questions?
I don't know.
I think we might have skipped Servant of Gods and Talons.
I don't think we got to them yet. No, we haven't. Talon Silvermane wants to know, with the lockdown going on here, lack of with him being most vulnerable, what's a good way to help get fit and things to try to grab for being stuck indoors? Just do basic exercises. Honestly, that's what I've been doing. You know. Other than that, the only you can always buy a resistance band. That's really good too. I use that too, because I can't use heavy weights because my shoulder is still, it's pretty well healed, but it's not quite there yet. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing. Let's see here. Servant says, did you hear about Amazon Prime delivery drivers taking the PS5s and Xbox Series X's out of the box and swapping them with George Foreman grills?
You know, that probably would have worked if it was a fucking PS3 Slim, but I don't think it will now.
Yeah.
That's
Xenonic
funny,
wants
though.
to know, will Among Us be played with fellow members of the Discord? Absolutely. Let's see here. Hardboiled, no. Just no. Cinema Blend would flag us for that. No. Shame.
Yeah, we can't play that. No.
I know you're excited, but
Yeah, especially considering, it's Amy fucking Adams.
yeah. Okay. On to the chat for 4 minutes. Will Gary wants to know, what comic book creators throughout history would you most want to work with? Well, being that I'm a writer, the unfortunate thing is a lot of the ones that I would want to work with, I'll never get the chance to work with. Mike Deodato Jr. is one of them. Oh, real quick. Valhara Erickson threw in $3. How would you write a dark fantasy where the main character follows a no-kill rule? Stay tuned. I have something kind of planned with that. But that's basically like Middle Ages Batman. So, anywho. But Mike Deodato Jr. is one. Mark Bagley's another. I would love to have him do the art of one of my books. Walt Simonson is another one I'd love to work with. Obviously, if you didn't notice the Beta Ray fucking Bill behind me. Andre DeVito is another one whose art I really admire.
Priest.
And then, what is his name who did JMS's Thor run?
I have no fucking idea.
Why am I forgetting his name? Olivier Claypool. I'd love to work with him too. Serena throws in $1, says, do you know of a place where I can find manga artists to be interested in the project? Tried using places like ArtStation, DeviantArt, and Twitter. Artists I want are either busy, not interested, or under contract. I would start poking around with people who entered the Tezuka contest. See if they're willing to work with a writer.
That's not a bad idea.
That's one of the projects that I just got hired to do. My artist on that is somebody who was in that contest. So, what else we got from the chat here? Cackle Atrophy wants to know if we heard the news that Disney has been paying royalties on older Star Wars novels that are still in print, saying they bought Lucasfilm, not their responsibilities. Yeah, somebody needs to sue. Good lord. Final question. Before we hit the overflow and the cringe. Not has a question that just came in. Oh, good lord.
God bless. Stop throwing money at us for questions, y'all. We can't get to chat.
He wants to know, have you ever thought that culture could also be downstream from economics? Usually I find certain works of art seem to be influenced by the financial health of the country. That's possible, true.
Oh, that was a Discord question. Never mind.
Yeah. All right.
But I swear to God, if one of you decides to donate,
I'm gonna have a lot of overflow stuff for entertainment. That's for sure. So if you did not get your entertainment question answered during the course of that, start overflowing Hatman, because holy shit.
This is what happens, y'all.
Y'all have been very generous today, and I really appreciate it. Like, seriously, you all are awesome, to say the least.
You know, one, did you really ask a question with Bobobo in it? That's fucking hilarious. I have not heard that name in a long time.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Cringe. We owe 4 clips.
Try and get overflow first.
So
4?
4.
Jesus God. Well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So let me go ahead and queue these up. So Xenonick, his is 1. It's called My Best Friend Naruto. Thankfully, it's short.
Oh God, that title sounds like cringe.
I know. We get Corone again. Not Corona, but Corone.
Doggo-chan.
Yep. So we get the Doge. And then something from Anna 5.
I don't know what that is. Okay, so what is first?
Well, hold on. I'm trying to get all this queued up, and my PC's not liking me right now. I feel like we're missing one. Was there one that was specified in the donations, I wonder? Let me have a look. I'm not seeing one. Well, somebody will probably... Oh, wait. Bobcat suggested it. Okay. So there we go. We now have our 4. Pause, you bitch. There we go. Okay. Let me get this set up real quick. Here we go. My Best Friend Naruto in 5, 4...
Hold on. Let me queue it up. Ah, God damn it. Fucking links. Okay. Now do the countdown.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Sasuke, you can't run away from your problems. And especially me, your best friend.
Out of all the experiences we've had, all the countless hours of me glaring at you and not saying a single word, how did that translate to, oh, this guy is my best friend?
We are tortured souls, Sasuke. We belong together.
My family was brutally murdered by my older brother. You don't even have a family.
Well, I have a literal demon fox that lives inside me, but...
Yeah? Well, I have a snake like Michael Jackson that wants to wear my skin.
We are gonna look back on this memory fondly.
I regret knowing you every day of my life.
I'm taking mental photographs, and I'm putting them in a folder called I Love My Best Friend!
Stop forcing your friendship on me!
Never! Sasuke?
God, I love that son of a bitch.
Well, that existed.
Just fuck it. Just fuck it.
I say we get this Hey Hey meme compilation out of the way.
Oh, God. Memes. Am I gonna have to pull out the fucking liquor?
I don't know. All right. You ready?
No, but go ahead and count it down anyway.
3, 2, 1, go.
見つかるかもだろう。だから極力静かにした方がいいって思うの俺は。
What the fuck is this?
Hey, hey!
I'm
善一さん。
I'm very
I'm
confused.
confused.
Hey, hey!
What? Is this just say it and then people freeze?
Hey, hey!
リサリサの部屋のドアの前で待つのがベストです。その間、鍵穴に目を近づけるのはいけないことでしょうか。
Hey, hey!
ナイス。
わかんないからとにかく突っ込め！すいません！ Hey, hey! そこ通してもらえますか？
篠宮。
何やってるんですか？
I really don't get it.
見てて
I don't either.
Like I'm very
Hey, hey!
like I don't get the reference.
No.
Anyway,
I
moving
don't
on.
understand. At least I don't have to drink for that.
Yeah. Let's do ramen stall in an awful location.
Ramen,
Ready?
Stalin, and awful. Hold on. Where the fuck is this?
That was a Bobcat one.
I don't see. Just send me the link to it because I'm not seeing it on
It says Hollow Live
Discord, and I might
VTuber
just
group
be.
in the Animu section.
Okay, there it is. See, I'm looking for. Don't mind me. I'm retarded.
Well, nah.
To be honest with you, I'm kind of retarded.
All right. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
もう夜は寒いな。
ほんと早くあったかいもの食べたいですよね。帰れればの話ですけど。
そんな大げさな。
There are closed captions, by the
ちょ
way.
っといっぱい食べていこう。
なんでこんなところにラーメン屋が？
いいからいいから。ヘイ大将、いらっしゃい。あきちゃんだ。
なぜラーメン屋を？
いや、鉢巻きするのに憧れてて。
鉢巻きに？
味は保証するよ。じゃあラーメン2つ。ちなみに塩しかないよ。うちのこだわりは塩ラーメンだから。
謎のこだわり。
じゃあそれ2つ。おいよ。
Salt
美味しかった。
ramen?
体も温まりましたね。
あきちゃんいくら ?800 万円。800円だね。そういえば前にお金をごまかす落語を聞いたことが。ちょっといたずらしてみよう。あきちゃん、小銭になっちゃうんだけど大丈夫？いいよ。じゃあ手出してね。いくよ。12345。あきちゃん今何時かな？ちょっとわかんないかも。わかんないなんてことないでしょ。いや、本当にわかんないんだって。
そうですよ、あやめ先輩。だってここ無人島だし。
そうだった。よたちは海で遊んでたらここまで。だから私もラーメン屋やってるんだよ。
全く話がつながってね。
よたち帰れるのかな？
助けが来れば。
でも助けが来る前に私たちが伸びちゃうよ。ラーメンみたいに。
いや、あんまりうまくないですよ。
そんなよたちここで終わっちゃうなんて。
やっほー、迎えに来たよ。
よかった、おかゆたちが来てくれた。ほんと一時はどうなるかと。あやめちゃん、ラーメンのお代もらっていいかな？おっとっと、そうだった。じゃあ払うよ。123。あれ、 あやめちゃんってホロライブ何期生だっけ？2期生だぞ。忘れないでよ、あきちゃん。あ、そうだったそうだった。ごめんね。3456788。はい、ちょうど。確かに毎度ありがとうございました。という結果的にあやめちゃんがお金を多く払うお話でございました。話の中身がちょっと薄いんじゃないかって？そりゃそうですよ。最初に言ったじゃないですか。うちのこだわりは塩ラーメンってお後がよろしいようで。
Okay.
I get it.
I don't get it.
Okay, final one. We get
Doggo-chan.
we get to close out on some doggo. Three, two, one.
Deadliest
go.
one-liners from Valhalla.
Something like that. Go.
おめふざけんなよ。後悔させてやろうか、おめえ。おらよ。弱えな。弱いくせにな。構うんじゃねえんだよ、おめえたちさ。命は大事にした方がいいんだぜ。おらよ、おらよ、おらよ、おらよ、おらよ。おらよ。よしよしよし。おお、すごい。いいね。そんなしないで。そこまでじゃない、そこまで敵視してないから。嘘だよ、バー。敵視してるんだよだ。
Troll cursed corruption lurks there.
Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Assassin or assassin. Assassin or assassin. どっちもアサシン。来た。アサシンはアサシン。アサシンはアサシン。アサシン？ OK。ボシュ。登れね
If I wanted to hear you talk shit,
Wow, that
I'd
dude's
gouge
ugly.
out your tongue and shove it up your ass. Now fuck off.
That was awful.
ナイス。わわわ。怖いね。怖いね。指で殴ろうしかないね。怖いね。指なんて弱いんだよ、おめえさ。学べよ、少しは。ナイス。いいね、楽しいね。何？一般人か？許そう。一般人ならいい。あ、鍵だ。朝飯大丈夫？もう4時半なんだ。朝足してると時間の過ぎが早すぎるんだけど。早いね。はいはいはい。はいはいはいはいはい。見つけじゃん。うふ。最高。あっちの匂いだぜ。お、すごいぜ。このサラダには
What the
俺のチートドレッシングを使ってやろう。
This chick's metal as fuck. Holy shit. She talks like I do whenever I'm playing Doom. I love it.
見つけ。ナイス。ナイス。宝。お前なんでそんな強いんだよ。何こいつ。は
？How dare he dodge? She just bumps him full of arrows. Fuck it.
バカ。回避するだけじゃ勝てねえんだよ。
Oh, this is great.
ナ
about these
こいつら
prisoners?
どうすんの？
We've got what we need. Let them go.
いいの？殺す？どうするの？まあ、かわいそうか。はい。じゃあね。
Blessings upon you, friend. Thank you.
暗殺もできるんだ。
Oh man.
Oh my god.
That was good. That was good.
That was fun.
That was a good way to close out. So, before we take off, need to give some thank yous to Serena, Valhalla Erickson, Sami Ryuji Yamazaki, Darth Bobcat, Ricky Joya, Changus Khan, Talon Silverbane, Not the Last One, Dark Collar, Daniel Parker, let's see here, Dark Conservatarian, Xenonic, let's see here, Sister Pex, Torino de Guzman, and Chaos Sonic, if I didn't mention him already. Y'all have been obviously very generous, as I can see below me. So I very much appreciate it. It definitely makes the fact that I got to be alone next week a lot more bearable. So thank you all very much. Seriously, I really appreciate it. So hopefully everybody had fun tonight. I know I did, for sure.
Yeah.
So the weekend begins tomorrow night. I know I haven't done much Twitch stuff lately, but tomorrow night is Gunpla. Specifically, the Undefeated of the East, Master Gundam. I'm really looking forward to doing this one. And then after that, we will be doing the Sentinel Phaz. That'll be the last one for the month. And then I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do much next month. If I make enough money to do so, I will be doing probably all Gundam Wing stuff. So, and also before we take off, just a reminder, if you haven't hit like on the video yet, please do so. Helps us out considerably if you enjoyed the show. Hatman, do you have any final words before we take off?
If we don't see you guys next Friday, have a good Thanksgiving and eat lots of food.
Indeed. So with all that said, folks, my name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin, reminding you again that Black Friday is not actually a holiday.
Indeed. We'll see you guys, if not next week, 2 weeks from now. But until then, stay useful.